What I'd like you to do now is to take a moment and have a look through Flickr or Instagram, maybe 500px, whichever you want, and maybe you know a photo sharing website I haven't mentioned. When you look at these sites and look at the photographs there, consider how many of the photographs you see that are similar or alike. There's a lot of sameness. The word homogeneous even comes to my mind. And so many of the photos look alike. There's little distinction from one photographer to the next, and that is not a good thing. When you do this, ask yourself, are your photographs unique and different than other photographers? Or are you looking like everyone else's photographs? Do you have your own style? And what makes you different than everyone else? So now what I want you to do is to take a look at your own photographs. Then write down in a notebook how your photos are different. How are your images different than everyone else's? Now, why is this important? Well, if you want to be noticed as a photographer and be noticed in a good way, you need your photographs to be different and unique than everyone else's. In other words, be so good that a photo editor or an editor of a magazine or a tourist bureau be so good that they can't ignore you. Now, imagine if you are a magazine editor. Now, each and every day, you're a very busy person. Each and every day, you receive 50 promotional pieces from photographers. Now, these could be postcards, they could be portfolios, you name it. Out of the 50, 90% of the photos that you look at are alike. They all look the same, one after another. Now, the other 10% of the photos you see are fantastic and different. Let me ask you this. Which promotional pieces do you keep, and which photographers do you remember? The 90% that are alike or the 10% that are different? Well, I can tell you that as a magazine editor, which I'm not, but if I were, I keep the 10%, and the other 90% either get deleted from my email or they get tossed into the trash bin. When others look at your photos, you want them to keep them. You want them to keep your promotional piece. You want them to know your name and keep your name on file. And especially you want them to keep your contact details. What would be even better is if they see your promotional piece and say, hey, that's a Mark Paulda photo. I have this project coming up and I want to work with him. Editors almost expect to receive mediocrity, and that is what we should not give them. Instead, surprise them and let them know you exist and want to work with you. Now, in all of this, you are going to know when you're ready. You want to be unique, you want to be different in a good way, and you want to have your own unique style.